Alright. I got another game for you today. I have a Newmy game. I really enjoyed playing with Newmy the other day and figured why not play again. Once again, Newmy is playing as the Britons, however, I am playing as the Khmer. And as you probably have written in the description of this video, this was an absolute disaster on my end, and Newmy definitely pulled the team. Let's take a little look at the other players here for a second. We have Vito 89 playing as the Teutons, and in the yellow we have a Britain's player as well, and Aries, I believe, is the name of this individual. So I'm going for the Khmer build here, where we're going to go for 27 villagers into ballista elephants, and yeah. I am going to speed this up just a little bit. Newmy, by the way, over here, he's going to his wood. Normally you want to go for your 7th villager onto wood, so pretty standard stuff. And this is a rank game, and oh, it doesn't have small trees. Small trees is such a good mob because that way you can always place them against the lumber line. Alright, so we are going to speed it up just a little bit because I want to get into the meat of things, and this is a relatively long game. So I'm trying to push in my deer, trying to get as much food as possible at this point. And you can see my my micro is really good, as Jeffrey has been idle for a good 2 minutes trying to get the boar. Do I lose that villager? Oh, I do. I thought I remembered that. Ooh, YouTube, I'm sorry. I'm terrible at this game. What can I say? So now I'm going to have to build a total of 28 villagers just to compensate for the fact that I lost the build. Otherwise my build's not going to work out the way I want it to. And Newmy is coming over here to scout as well. I do like to have those extra houses a little bit early, just so that if I do reach that 28 pop, I'm not going to get a house, because just like some of you guys, I'm a pro, so I always get housed. Now I'm also transitioning into gold. I have enough feudal. I still have my 3 villagers queued. I'm going to transition into farms, blah 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 blah. All very good and well. But the whole idea is that with Khmer, you can get to Castle Age without producing any additional buildings. So I'll be able to get to Castle Age with no buildings other than just my mill, my mining camp, and my lumber camp. So as soon as I hit feudal, I'm going to immediately click up to castle, as long as my resources are good enough. We have enough on food and we have enough on gold that we should be able to hit that, and this guy should really be mining from over this side, but that's a small point. Let's take a little look at Newmy's base. Pretty standard stuff, creating some extra space by deleting those back walls. I think that's a good idea. He has some of units on gold. He went feudal a little bit early, but you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Nice farming over here as well. There's the barracks. And for our Teutons player, he still has this little wall in the back. Going on stone, so he definitely wants to drop a castle at some point. And people are reaching feudal now. And I'm 85%, so I'm going to be the last to feudal, but hopefully the first to castle. Even after losing that villager, I think that's what makes this strat so unique, is that you can still make it work, even if you lose a villager or something terrible happens to you. So immediately going castle, don't have to click those additional buildings, and the idea is here that I'm going to use the stone, if I can collect enough stone before I reach Castle Age, to drop a castle on one of my opponents, and then with Khmer ballista elephants, chop through the wood line and hopefully surprise! But we'll see how that works out. I mean, once again, so I do pull off villagers from the wood line. So normally my build includes building the castle defensively, but I have chosen here to go for an offensive castle. It worked out very good in that game against Jimmy, and we're already 46% of the way up. I'm telling you that I'm going to be dropping that castle over here, and that my villagers are walking the slow way around. Also, Newmy and we are talking by means of Discord, which I highly recommend. If you don't talk to people on Discord with your friends or whatnot, maybe you want to just give them a phone call, because I think it allows you to coordinate so much better in team games and just makes it a lot more fun. At least for me, it does. Look at this. What are you guys doing? Just wanted to stop by Newmy's base, walking the long way around. Oh, I guess that house wasn't built before. And he does have some archers already, and I'm hoping that he can reach castle at some point. Now the problem is, yellow is already going to be castle age, so he's going to be able to defend by means of the castle. But is he on stone at all? No, it doesn't look like he is on stone. So we have reached castle now. I thought it would be a good idea. I'm constantly trying to improve and adapt my strategies. I thought it would be a good idea to maybe have a house that in case there was army from yellow here, and I didn't even notice these villagers. Oh, these villagers are going to stone, but they're going to stone on the front here. I don't think we spotted that at all. House is a little bit far away from the castle. Oh, and now the villagers come forward. No, they don't come forward. They don't want to stop this. But they also didn't complete their mining camp. So a little bit disastrous here. Definitely happy that Newmy is here with his archers to kind of keep me safe. Otherwise that could have been an issue. And no, is he not going to realize that this mining camp isn't complete? He's walling behind here, but the funny thing is, I don't really care if he walls behind because we're just going to chop through this tree line right here. And we don't have to do a whole big chop. We can just chop that very edge and then get through that way. He did complete that mining camp, but that woman is going to be walking back with her stone pile. This is on rank, so I felt like it was a pretty even match overall. Meanwhile, red is doing some scouting action over here. Looks like he wants to castle drop me. I know that because I've already played this game. And this is going to go up, and the ballista elephants come out. And it was at this point, no, it was a little bit later on. All of a sudden, I had an issue, and we'll talk about that when that happens. But this was a disaster game for me in so many ways. And here's a siege workshop, probably wants to batter down that castle at some point. Makes a lot of sense. Trying to manage my eco as well, but I'm really hurting because all of those villagers are forward, so the only resource they can really get is wood. So all the additional wood that I have is going to be converted into food by means of farming. And I have a little bit of a maze being constructed that will be relevant later on. Don't mind all of those farms that are expiring in my base. That is not something that anybody needs to be concerned about ever. Khmer also get that cool farming bonus where they don't have to walk back. So every time I have enough wood, I'm just pulling villagers off of the wood to construct additional farms. That singular woman is killing that singular berry bush, and she's going to be idle for a little bit. I'm sure of it. And at this point, I think, yeah, so you can see I'm not producing anything at the moment. And that's because my mouse failed miserably here. I have one of those hands, or not connected to hands-free mouse. Hands-free mouse! I just talk to it and, and it does what I want it to do. No, I have a mouse that has batteries and whatnot, so it's wireless mouse. And you can see I'm not doing anything. Wait, come on, wait dudes, wait, let me do something. So yeah, I am building up resources. Absolutely nothing in the queue. Newmy is not happy about it. He's like, come on man, like, his mouse isn't working. I personally have nothing against pausing and whatnot. I think if you legitimately have a reason to pause, it should be okay to pause. So I still haven't found my mouse at this point. I just went to the castle and I clicked a couple of ballista elephants because, yeah. So I'm running around. I'm trying to find my mouse. Can't find my mouse. Disaster all over the place. Meanwhile, I have 6 ballista elephants that aren't doing anything. I'm going up to my wife and saying, "Where's the mouse? Where's the mouse? Help me! Help me! I'm playing a game. Where's my mouse?" Meanwhile, red is just constructing a small wall over here. Has outposts everywhere. I think he wants to know what is going on. Meanwhile, I want to know what's going on with my villager production. I haven't produced a vill in like the past 3 to 4 minutes. And these crossbows, oh look at that, they are going to find this forward stone. And let's see if he can get some vill kills over here. He's going to try for that. I still haven't found my mouse. Not nice. So sad at this point. I'm a little bit salty. It was a little bit sad that I couldn't find my mouse. So I found my backup mouse, which does have a wire, so I plugged that in really quick. And I think at this point, have I constructed the mouse? I'm like signaling over here, okay, we're gonna break in. Do have 10 ballista elephants at this point, so that's quite a bit. You know, that's quite a bit of ballista elephants. And now, you know, great, you have a wall here. It doesn't look like your wall has been damaged over here. And I'm trying, no, we're not gonna go for the middle. We're gonna go for the side. We're gonna go for the side. Chop, chop, chop. And look how little effort that takes. I mean, it's 3 or 4 shots and we're through. And here we go. Get into yellow's base. Let's go! And that mangonel is not going to be able to do anything, and all of a sudden you have 11 ballista elephants. Tries to desperately build a panic castle over here. We notice it, and immediately it gets deleted. Haven't killed any villagers quite yet. Meanwhile, while all of this is going on, Red's coming forward, and he's going to be dropping the castle on my base. And this is a really slow Khmer ballista elephant chop for sure. I normally like to go around like 4 or 5, especially if I have crossbows there. Can't get any damage in Castle Age, especially with additional TCs. And it looks like these villagers are going to try and build that panic castle up again. Goes for it over here. I didn't actually realize this, Newmy did. And we're going to try and stop this castle to the best of our ability. Ballistas everywhere. And knights over here, and you're thinking to yourself, wow, this looks actually relatively successful. You really did a lot of damage to yellow at this point. But you have to remember, yellow's on 3 TCs. I haven't been producing TCs for quite a bit of time. Skirmishers are coming out here for red as well. So even though it may seem, oh, and they're attacking the foundation, definitely don't want them to attack the foundation here. 15 battle elephants over here. Meanwhile, there's a castle being constructed right at my front, which I did not notice at all. Trying to get some eco boom in, trying to get some additional TCs up, maybe drop an additional castle. Those villagers are going to try again, but that's not going to work. There's way too much military here. Red's trying to send in skirmishers to try and counter this, but man, there's just so many ballista elephants at this point. I think at this point, if you're red, you just have to go for, and all my farms are expiring at home. And I still have 1,300 wood because I was idle for so long, so I really need way more of these guys on food. Completely idle. Just trying to do damage over here. Disastrous. And this castle is going to go up for sure. Does manage to get that panic castle up. And now, what damage can we do? You know, like, yeah, I can kind of harass over here. Trying to get some of these skirmishers out of the way. The knights are going to try and chase. So we actually like retreat out of here. It's not worth it. Get out! Get out! Run! Back for the maze. There's like a legitimate maze that has been constructed over here by yellow for my ballista elephants to walk through, and that mangonel, not cheap, is going to get taken down by the castle. I still have a whole bunch of elephantos here, so I'm trying to take down that TC. Decide to also try and take down Red's army to the best of my ability. Don't realize that I am actually about to get completely decimated at home because of this forward castle. He is actually through, so he can run through right now if he so chose. Trying to take this TC down desperately, trying to get some more Vil kills. I mean, these Elephantes, I mean, I could get them home, potentially. I could protect them. And wow, that's a really smart play from yellow. He actually goes to this back area. I didn't realize that. I was wondering whether or not I got those Vils. And the answer is no. No. And now I'm getting absolutely demolished at home, and I'm like, oh man, Newmy, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my mouse didn't work. I feel terrible. We are slightly ahead in the score, but for how long? These knights are absolutely going to decimate my eco back here. I really need spearmen or something. Looking around, seeing if I can get some more done, and all these partially constructed walls in the maze is being constructed even further. Absolutely hilarious. And now the monks, that's really bad. Monks are a very, very good counter. I don't know which one that monk was going for, but it doesn't look like that monk actually gets a conversion. Double monastery. Yeah, and this is bad. I need to get these guys out, but instead, I'm like, yeah, there's another TC. I still have 16 of them. I can probably get one more TC. Meanwhile, knights are absolutely decimated. I wanted to build this castle forward, but I really can't So I do decide to build it defensively to try and stop this push, and my whole eco is idle. My whole eco is idle. Absolute disastrous over here. And now the monks are converting. I'm like, oh man, I gotta get out. I gotta get out. Let me out. I see the castle, so to try and do some damage over here. It's actually not bad amount of build kills, but I think that monk, yeah, he is gonna get a conversion. Desperately trying, and Newmy's like, I can't get through. You definitely didn't give me a place to get through. So that was really unfortunate. I already lost 2 ballista elephants, and now he can get through, but now it's too late, and we have to run. Run. We gotta be out. We gotta be out. Oh, so bad. So bad. Disaster. And I let Newmy's army in here just to get absolutely wrecked. So, yeah, those were all those ballista elephants absolutely wasted. Nothing to be done over here. And I'm fighting my own ballista elephant, so that's not good. And we've done a good amount of damage to yellow. I mean, he has 2 castles forwards and whatnot. But he has 3 TCs, and I'm still only on 2 TCs, and I'm absolutely getting raided by these knights. Yeah, not great. I can't really take resources, so I just take the resources that I can. I should definitely get some monks up here, and yeah, these all get converted. I should have definitely deleted these elefantes, but you know what? It's all good. You try some things, you do some things, it doesn't really work out. I'm like, okay, you know what? I guess we're gonna chop over here. He's like, no, I don't have any army anymore. You made me waste all the army. Yellow's face is like, oh man, I'm sorry. Meanwhile, I'm still getting raided. Absolute disaster over here. I don't know how we're still up by 200, and these knights eventually get cleared up. I think maybe. Yeah, and knights are not cheap, so that's nice. I try and make a blacksmith over here. I didn't realize that the castle was here. If I am, oh, I did, but I didn't see it quite yet. And that villager is gonna go down, and I kind of want to tech into Hal because I saw all of the knights. I have enough for another castle, but I haven't decided where to construct it yet, and it's disastrous. I am lowest score at this point. I can't take any gold in my base really comfortably except for this main gold, and that's probably gonna get pressured at some point. And I did take a lot of this gold, but yeah, now it's boom back up, get pikeys out. And Newmy was really clutch in this situation. He helped me out with a bunch of resources where I needed them, like a couple of food, just a little bit of food mostly, and you know, whatever I needed. He was really nice at helping me out with that. And we definitely should have microed these guys better, because that knight should not be killing all of those pikes. Okay, now I finally cleared that up. But KP boys and petards and rams are already on the prowl, and I had some of these elephants still laying around, so I was coming home to defend, but that didn't really work out too well either. I'm like, hey, I'm fighting Teutonic Knights, and then I noticed that there are mangonels as well. Thankfully, like, Teutonic Knights are super slow, super duper slow. So I'm able to just slowly retreat, and I think some of these are actually getting hit by my elephants as well, which is good because I only have spearmen at my base. And micro, oh great micro, that elephant's gonna go down as well. Wow, Teutonic Knights, even in small numbers, they're so absolute beasts. And the last one, there we go. And now there's skirmishers, tons of skirmishers. Do I see those? No, we're just passing each other. Don't worry about that. Red Mimo coming in with Teutonic Knights, and I'm like, oh, no, disaster. Absolutely. And I can't go into my DC. I garrison here, obviously, but man, I have like no eco left at this point. And there's rams here. Oh man. I'm like, Newmy, what are you doing? He's building tons of houses. He's building tons of arbs. He's already in Imperial Age, so he has some stuff to deal with on the front over here as well. I totally forgot to mention that yellow kind of came forwards here, but oh, don't lose these. Yeah, there we go. Absolutely getting decimated. home. I'm trying to get another castle up, but that castle doesn't look like it's gonna go up. I also have to somehow handle these rams, and my TC of course is firing on the rams. I'm trying to retask that, and man, it is a mess. It is a mess at my home. Thankfully, I still have these 7 villagers that are keeping me quite safe over here. And even Vito has a castle over here protecting yellow. So yellow is pretty well protected at this point, and has a lot to deal with here in the front. Is getting siege ram, putting those pointy boys in there, and definitely don't want to be losing those arbs for free. But trying to get that mango, does get that mango. Run, 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 run. Very nice. But ram against the ram. Oh, got him. Got him. Got him as my game completely freezes. Did manage to get this castle up eventually, and now I'm feeling okay. I kind of stabilized at this point. Stabilized. I have 31 pop compared to Newmy's 147 pop. We're totally fine. We're fine. We're fine. We got this game. I don't know how our score is still ahead. Like, I don't know if we did more damage to yellow than I thought I did originally, but my queue is like 2 villagers. Everybody else's queue is tremendous, and now red is in the Imperial Age as well, and Teutonic Knights in Imperial Age are no joke for sure. And I'm like, let's chop through again! Let's go for it! Let's get it! But this isn't gonna go anywhere. And no, not the monks! Oh man. Chop through again! That definitely did not work as intended at all. I just gave my opponent 2 very, very expensive units. So definitely a Khmer disaster. Khmer disaster. And having some trouble getting... Oh, he's going to go for those. Go for those. Mangonels, can he get that? I'm like, I'm all over here. And actually has some ARB showing up, so I really did appreciate that. And these mangonels at this point don't stand any chance. And I realized that there's rams, so here come the boys! Hold the boys! I actually thought he was going to go for the TC, which he is, so I repaired that, but no bueno. Meanwhile, on the front, did he ever get this castle down? No. See, this is, I'm not a big fan of trickle ramming. Definitely should have. Oh, but these builds that were trying to build something forward also got absolutely decimated. It has a lot of resources in the bank. Could definitely be. Oh, murder holes. Getting murder holes. Yeah, definitely could have done several rams at the same time. But now castle is up over here, so potentially get some trebuchets to take that down. And we're totally fine. We don't have any TCs over here anymore. Do I have any TCs at this point? Okay, I decided to build a TC over here, but you can see it's a pretty rough situation for myself. Meanwhile, yellow is, this is why you get that idle villager mod. It does have a whole bunch of idle villagers over here. It needs to put those to work. I think it's focusing very much over here, and these rams, they're just not working very well. If you are going to ram down a castle, I think you have to have like 4 or 5 rams together. And this is a point where I actually get really, really bad at microing because there's just so much going on. It's so hard to keep track of. Thankfully, my pop is only 40, so still relatively easy for me to micro at this point. And now yellow is pushing me over here. I'm just going for light cap because that's kind of the only thing that I can afford at this point, as my villagers get absolutely slaughtered on the front here. I definitely want to be targeting those longbowmen. But every single time, it does get clicked back to that ram, so that's really, really bad for Newmy. There's just a lot to keep track of at this point, and a huge decimation army is forming at my front, and that's definitely not going to work out for me in the long run. Once again, 43 pop at this point. Go with the light cav! So I'm thinking to myself, what can I even contribute at this point? And I'm thinking, oh, okay, the castle's gonna go down. Maybe, just maybe, I can snipe some of these expensive gold units. Also only have 3 stables. Don't even have upgrades on these guys yet. Getting the armor right now and the attack. And there we go, 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 go! I'm getting him, Newmy, don't worry! And the score is getting closer and closer. Our inevitable demise is on the horizon. as my base gets absolutely cleared out. I'm like, oh dude, oh man. Well, it's okay. I wasn't gonna make any more ballista elephants anymore anyway. So, you know, what do you do in a situation like this? Mass evacuation. Run to the chopper. This woman is like, ah, you know, whatever you guys do. You. And this woman too. I missed 2 women. Don't leave the women behind. Meanwhile, we are chopping quite effectively over here, getting my light cap numbers up, just trying to clear this out. Another castle over here, and once again, I have no idea how this scores in our favor at all. It's just Newmy pulling weight right now, and that's going to go down, and we are going to be able to take some of these golds, and I have a whole bunch of light cap, I'm thinking to myself, or 10 at least. So maybe go for, I don't know, more light cap. And yeah, this is destruction over here, absolute destruction. I have relocated to over here, and I need food. I need food desperately. I mean, there's not a whole lot in my queue other than 2 light cav and a Vil. But I do now have an Elefante. I do now have an Elefante because this castle is still up over here. And I'm thinking, like, how are we gonna... Oh, but that castle's not gonna be up for much longer. That castle is going to get trapped down and pop locked forever. So we have 1 villager building. 1 villager indeed. And guess what? There was another Elefante. Huzzah! So what are these light cap gonna do? And now red and yellow have comfortably taken over the score. Oh, do I see these Vils? These Vils would be very, very nice to snipe. But I'm attacking the house, which I definitely should not be doing. Instead now... Really, Poop Lord? Really? Come on. I mean, red is under attack in a lot of different spots. He has Newmy to deal with over here, so he's not realizing quite yet the impending danger that is upon him. And 1 more chop. No, yes, go, light cap, go, light cap, go, light cap, go. 12 light cap. No, not the house. What is it with light cap and this 1 individual house? But now the light cap are all in red space, and this is tremendous. I noticed that there are... No, not the farm! Oh my goodness. Go for the villagers. But we are killing villagers left and right over here, which is absolutely wonderful. Definitely decimating red's eco over here. Meanwhile, Newmy is holding the front very, very well. The bell is rung from red. He has now realized, but there's still plenty of villagers to be had. And Cavalier will clean this up for sure eventually. But we are going to try and get as many villagers. No, not the TC. Don't go for the TC. Yeah, get these villas over here. Do get a whole bunch of gold miners. And red's entire eco has just been idled simply by means of 12 light cav. And do we get another Vil over here? Come on, get her, get her, get her. No. Do we get the suitor? He gets healed. No. Oh well. And now they're back to work and everything's back to normal. So not a super successful push there for sure. But you know, it is what it is. That did give us a little bit of time to fight yellow over here, at least Newmy that is. And he's going to be able to take down these traps. He took down that castle, which was very nice as well. Ooh, I think he got hit by a werewolf. Meanwhile, there are traps over here as well. Lots to deal with. Even have ballista elephants from yellow over here that would be pretty effective against the arbs if they can get in close enough. And just like like at this point, I'm pretty sure Newmy said to me, "Hey, Poop Lord, like, are you gonna be making gold units anytime soon? Because we're kind of in a predicament over here." I'm like, no, man, it's fine, it's fine. I got light cav, you know, light cav do really well against skirmishers, and actually they are doing quite well. They are absolutely +1/+1. I don't even have the second upgrades on them yet. We're just streaming out Lycav to absolutely decimate skirmishers at this point. Nothing else is being produced, and another blob is being produced over here. We are up to 57 pop, and these trebs are really the problem. Oh, boom! Oh, that's painful. That's a werewolf for you right there. That is a werewolf treb. The amount of trebs that yellow produced in this game, absolutely ridiculous. Boom, another one down. Is trying to get that castle at this point. And guess what? Another treb. So many trebs. Castle not being constructed on the front. That's not a good idea because there is that treb over there. But man, the range on these arbs is tremendously stupendous. A little bit of wood was sent to me, and I think Newmy just sent me a whole bunch of food here. Yeah, he did. He sent me tons and tons of food that we are converting into, well, only one thing you can turn it into, more Lycav. More Lycav is being constructed, for sure. So now I'm saying to him, like, so first of all, take out all these skirms, because Red is trying to counter Newmy's composition. Have to run. Effectively have pointy boys. I'm gonna use the pointy boys! I'm telling Newmy, like, hey, if we can get into Yellow's base somehow, I could definitely raid him with these Lycav. I sadly don't have any more ballista elephants, none whatsoever. But we do have 25 Lycav over here, so that's something. And I think, and I wasn't sure about this, but I think this is open back here. And it is! Run through the maze! My Lycav! Run through the maze, and I realize now, and I'm like, you know what? Get the trebs! Get the trebs! My unholy spawn! Lycav! I was waiting for this to be destroyed, but I realized that wasn't gonna happen, so I just run the Lycav in. We still only have +1 on these boys, so they're getting absolutely decimated, but who cares? Take out the werewolves. Take out the werewolves. These Lycav did not even make it to the back, but some of them did. Two of them did. That's nice. More Lycav are coming in. They're trying to plug the gap, but there's no plugging the gap. There's just Lycav. Lycav! We don't need gold. We have Lycav. I don't even have hustle or anything in that nature. Just Lycav getting sent to their demise. I finally got the +2 defense upgrade. I was noticing how quickly they were melting over here. And we are trying to send these in. And we are actually doing quite a bit of damage over here. Definitely need to focus down that treb over here though. And now Lycav are even in over here. That Lycav is almost dead, but who cares? He's doing work. He is doing absolute work. I noticed that there are some villagers over here trying to re-wall, and these Lycav are like the maze. It's like a hamster maze. The maze that they have to run through just to get to here is absolutely hilarious. We are technically losing this game, at least according to the score. And my pop is definitely not great by any means. Meanwhile, Red is doing a huge raid over here. He did manage to somehow get through because it was opened by Yellow earlier. So Newmy has to deal with that. Thankfully, he does have a castle, and he did have some pointy boys over here. But definitely a lot of damage being done right there. I'm like, there's knights, there's knights. In fact, he has pointy boys. So, the bell! Ring the bell! And they're done. Okay, there we go. That was not too bad. These Lycav are still following the maze. Is there still a hole? No, there's no more holes to be had. And now look at the amount of skirmishers and whatnot. I can't even get to them. So retreat back through the maze. Yeah, definitely an interesting game, but definitely we're not in a winning position even still. Meanwhile, we have helps and skirms. Skirms now killing these arbs. I think I realized that. Do I realize that? Come on, help out Newmy over here, Poop Lord. Newmy was absolute beast in it. And he took down another castle. And the amount of trebs that Yellow produced was amazing. Newmy is definitely telling me at this point, like, look, dude, and as he sends me even more food, I think you need to go for something else other than other than Lycav. I'm sorry, man. I have nothing else. And can we get... Oh, it's the barracks that was targeted, not the skirms. It would have definitely been great if the skirms were targeted there instead. Those do get cleared up. And can't quite get through here, so that's not great. There is no way... Oh! There's still a way in! There's still a way in! Go Lightcap! Go Lightcap! Go through the maze! Oh, and look at this werewolf! Look at this werewolf shot! Boom! Can we get another one? Oh, as everything starts to lag. Come on, werewolf! Get him! Get him with the werewolf! Oh, it goes for the gate! Don't go for the gate, go for the units! But Lightcap absolutely decimate skirms anyway. And I think that gate is going to go down. We are slowly streaming in. It looks like yellow is out of gold as well. And wow, the Lightcap actually go through both gates. I didn't even realize that. Lightcap! And once again, I am out of resources. We're still only at 77 pops, so not the greatest. And now these Lightcap are trapped in this miniature prison that has been created for them. Yellow is relocating to over here. And yellow, cheeky boy was taking Newmy's gold over here. And look at all of these trebs. Absolutely not good. So, you know, what do you do when you have a whole bunch of trebs? And a whole bunch of arbs? And a whole bunch of helps? And the food was sent. Look at how much food was sent. And I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Queue them up. Queue up the boys. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 stables. And we're just going to absolutely run in here and try and get as many of those trebs as we possibly can. Paladin over here, but there's helps. More food is being sent. I'm just streaming in Lightcap at this point. Just send them all in. Try and get the skirms. Try and get the trebs. And what a game. What a game. We're still behind in this game, by the way. We still definitely have not won it, but now more and more expensive units are being lost by red. Those paladins getting kind of chucked away there into an oblivion of arbs. And looking over here, there's tons of helps over here. So now the Lightcap spam is going to go in the other direction. I just clicked all of my stables and I just plopped it down right here. I was like, yep, okay, we know what to do. Lightcap! So I mentioned before that yellow wasn't doing anything, or sorry, red wasn't doing anything for a little bit. And look at all of this. Look at all of these being produced, and we're just chasing down everything that we possibly can. And meanwhile, on the front here, we are clearing this up, and now it's looking pretty decent. Another castle going up over here. What a confusing mess this game was. I definitely think it would have been very nice if we want to get those onagers before they do any serious damage. Get the onager, yeah, there you go. And now these helps are going to absolutely melt. Getting some villagers over here as well. It would have been really great if we were able to push in through here with those Khmer elephants a bit earlier. I think we could have done a lot more damage before he could have built that castle. And look, more trebs even from red. And now it's looking pretty decent. We are slowly taking the score lead back. I still have tons and tons of Lightcap that I can spam. I'm gonna actually hit PopCap for the first time. And streaming in over here, even fighting off the halberdiers one by one. It's fine, don't worry about it. They're targeted somewhere else, so absolutely able to decimate some of them before they turn around and destroy my Lightcap. And we're trying to think, like, how are we going to get into yellow's phase? Britons are such a tough civ to push, and they're such a tough civ to push with. But I have a video coming up of a pro who often plays Britons. I'm saying a lot. You unpause first. You. I You paused first. Yeah, I paused because I didn't have a mouse. So, yellow salty, everybody's salty. I don't think it's unreasonable to get a pause in, especially if your mouse stops working. Pause for a reason. WTF is the problem. And there we go. The resign is called from yellow, and the resign is called from red as well. Definitely a really fun game. A lot going on for sure. Didn't even manage to get in. I mean, this game is not necessarily over yet, but I think Newmy managed to keep a lot of his gold units alive. So that's 30 something arbs over here. And is he taking gold anywhere? Let's go to his perspective. He still has 9 on gold. So, and his Q is absolutely tremendous. Even taking into champion, that's awesome. A little bit lighter on the gold there for sure. Let's take a quick look at all of the statistics. Yeah, Newmy absolutely holding the front on this one. Oh look, I lost the least amount of units. If you don't see, that's the trick to getting the least units killed. If you don't have any units, then how can they kill your units? That's the big brain plays right there. Society, and Vito actually got all 5 relics. Very, very nice job on his part. And this is the timeline. You can just see me getting squeezed to oblivion. Thank you, Newmy, so much for playing with me. I really do appreciate it. Sorry about my my mouse issues. And guys and girls, remember to keep walking. And the Khmer strat is really fun, but it doesn't work always, especially if you're too slow or if they go for monks. I think monks is definitely the hard counter to the ballista Khmer chop. Anyway, guys, thank you so much.